Good morning, this is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know with news and weather as you start your Saturday. We also have your border busters, but first, our top story. Sioux Falls Fire Rescue is investigating a structure fire. Crews were called to this apartment complex just after 5 last night near the intersection of West 51st Street and South Tennis Lane. That's located just west of Sertoma Park. According to Sioux Falls Fire Rescue, when crews arrived, they found heavy smoke and flames coming from the northeast apartment and roof. Crews were able to put out the fire in an hour and a half and stayed on scene for 4 hours to monitor hotspots. Right now, there's no word about whether anyone was injured. It looks like South Dakota's Republican gubernatorial candidates are done debating ahead of the runoff election. Friday, Governor Larry Roden's campaign turned down our invitation for a KELOLAND news debate in mid-July. His campaign manager sent a statement saying Doden, quote, spent the last 3 debates making outrageous false claims, and it takes more time to respond to the lies than it takes Toby to make them. We reached out to Doden, who responded that, quote, someone unwilling to make themselves available to the press and to the people in advance of an election has no business holding an office as important as governor. Well, Sioux Falls voters will decide the city's next mayor in the upcoming runoff election happening Tuesday, June 23rd. This week, we caught up with Jamie Smith and Christine Erickson, who both addressed homelessness and concerns about the future Riverline district. Some community members have expressed concerns that the downtown convention center project could become a new location for unhoused people. Here's what the candidates had to say.
We have to address the need in front of that so that doesn't become that. And that is providing that safe home concept, expanding that, working on what the link does in triaging people with need. And then it also comes down to working with other entities in our city to make sure that that doesn't happen. All right, we need to address those issues. We need to take them head on, and we need to do that so it doesn't happen.
It's important to make sure that all of those players, again, are at the table and that we have those conversations to where we're still working, solving homelessness, solving addiction, and working with people to get them connected to the resources that they need. It's not in the best interest to just push someone somewhere else, but to have everyone at the seat at the table to making sure we get people connected to the resources that they need the most.
You can catch the full coverage in this week's edition of Inside KELOLAND. It airs this morning at 10 a.m. and Sunday at 10:30 p.m. Let's take a first look at our weekend forecast. Meteorologist Brian Carsons. And Brian, in the 70s today, but a little windy.
Yeah, a little wind, and if you're in the Black Hills, even cooler than that. Our out front forecast today, though, looks like mid to upper 70s in southeast KELOLAND. Folks in Aberdeen near 70, Pierce 73, northwest winds, though, 20 to 35. So there is some strength to the wind in the afternoon. Mid 60s in Rapid City, where we've been tracking some shower activity into the Black Hills. Bigger thunderstorms, by the way, in parts of eastern Nebraska. Not impossible to get a couple of cells in far northwest Iowa. We'll talk about that. We'll get to the rest of the weather in just a couple of minutes.
Thanks, Brian. Harrisburg Days has been a summer tradition for years, bringing residents together every second weekend of June. This year, the Harrisburg Chamber of Commerce is hosting the event after the city stepped away from organizing the festival.
The city kind of stepped back from it. Chamber of Commerce said we'd step onto it, and so we're without a carnival this year because of that. We were a little late to the game, but we think it's going to be a great time for everybody.
The festival kicked off at 4 Friday afternoon and runs until 3 on Sunday at Central Park. The full schedule is attached to this story on KELOLAND.com. We'll take your kids to the birdcage to learn from members of the Sioux Falls Canaries. Sign-in starts at 10:30 a.m. and the camp runs from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Campers will need to bring a glove, bat, helmet, cleats, baseball clothes, and water. Find tickets on the Canaries website. Then head back to the birdcage to catch the Canaries take on the Kansas City Monarchs in Game 2 of their 3-game series. First pitch is at 5:35 p.m. Kids who attended the camp will get a free ticket to the game. And it's the second weekend of the season at Levitt at the Falls in downtown Sioux Falls. Tonight, fans can hear country artist Brittany Kellogg and opener Alexis Lorraine. Music starts at 7 p.m. The concert is free. And the Sioux Valley Model Engineers Society is hosting an open house at their club building on the north side of W.H. Lyon Fairgrounds. You can check out South Dakota's largest permanent model railroad display from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. Admission is free. And the Sioux Falls Pride Parade and Festival is taking place today. The parade is in downtown Sioux Falls at 10 a.m. and the festival is at Yankton Trail Park from noon to 5. All right, with that, we'll send it over to Brian. Some good temperatures for some outdoor activities today.
Yes, indeed. Temperature-wise, we're going to be, it looks like, into the 70s for many of us, and where it's raining a little bit in the Black Hills, even cooler. We had a few cells on radar last evening. Not a lot of rain from that. Some bolts of lightning here and there, though, north of Sioux Falls just a little bit. Also, we've had some severe weather that's popped up in portions of eastern Nebraska. So if you have travel plans today into Nebraska or parts of western Iowa and northern Missouri, keep that in mind. There's going to be some rougher weather that direction. Mid-70s, Sioux Falls in the afternoon. Looks like a pleasant day, though, with that northwesterly breeze. Here's a look at Futurecast, and some of those cells on radar may be affecting Sioux City. It's possible to see that. I don't expect much in northwest Iowa, closer to Sioux Falls, though, but we're still watching things here this morning. Otherwise, the rain in the Black Hills is certainly an impact today with northwest winds. Speaking of that wind, that's going to continue from the northwest for tonight and again for tomorrow. So kind of a cool overnight. A lot of us will be in the 40s by daybreak on Sunday morning, and some sunshine. If you love 70s, you will enjoy tomorrow. Even some 60s in the far southwest. So that's definitely well below normal. And I don't think we're done yet. We probably have more of that coming. The winds, again, dominant from the northwest. They'll peak here probably 20 to 35 in central South Dakota this afternoon. And then for tomorrow, they'll generally run about 10 to 20, maybe a couple of gusts a little higher than that during the peak heating of the day. But again, numbers are going to fall short of the averages for this time of the year. And then on Monday, there's a system coming in out of southern Canada, another cold front with that. That could trigger some scattered rain in North Dakota. We'll see if Aberdeen will kind of at least lean into that possibility as well. And then maybe a couple days later, by Wednesday, another system that could trigger some rain in portions of the region. So the rain chances, though, I would say in the general pattern are not as widespread as some of you would like to see, given the context of drought and what we need and what we require for watering needs this time of year as we get farther into the growing season. That is something that's of a consideration. The one chance we have for rain in Sioux Falls right now is on Wednesday. That's a high temperature at 81. I do not expect any hot weather anytime soon. At the warmest here, some low 80s, a lot of 70s. Aberdeen, we've got several days in the 70s coming up. The chance of rain again will pop up at least on Monday afternoon and again on Wednesday. That's a decent chance for the Northeast. It's not quite as high of a chance of rain for Pierre on Wednesday, but still there. Highs will be closer to 80 by the middle part of the week. But for now, I would be comfortable keeping temperatures a little bit cooler. Rapid City, definitely cool today, 65, 70 tomorrow. Little wind out of the northwest on Monday and a high at 77 degrees. That's your forecast. Check out more details with the weather online at KELOLAND.com.